Alright, so this is going to be an initial impressions of the Pulsar X2v2. I know my desk is a mess. I know the lighting sucks. I'm in the middle of a thunderstorm. I'm sorry. So, they did send this to me, and obviously I did have the original X2. So I do thank you to Pulsar for sending this out to me. I was very excited because everything has changed with this mouse, except for the exterior. The shape is the same. This one is the mini. My red one is the large. I much prefer the mini shape. If you don't know the dimensions, I'll put it on the screen. It's 116 millimeters long, 61 millimeters as its widest point, and 37 millimeters as its tallest point. So yeah, but the shape is the same. Now, spec-wise, not the same at all. Everything's changed. The MCU's changed, the switches have changed, the scroll wheel's changed, the weights have changed, everything has changed. The coding's changed. And this is just an initial impressions. My initial impressions are more so like initial rundowns, and then my reviews are much more in depth. So what I will say immediately out of the box, this is a 3395 sensor, of course, and the software works great. The QC on it, perfect. The problem with the original X2 was the QC sucked on it. When it released, the QC sucked ass. This one is built like a brick. This one is better than my original X2, actually. They did cut out a piece of PCB on the bottom. As you can see, there's black space right there. There's PCB right there. This is 50 grams, the mini. So, yeah. Now, the switches, they changed to optical switches. If you've ever tried Cooler Master opticals, the MM720 specifically, this is them. I don't know if this is the same ones as on the Bruce Lee, but they are pretty light in my opinion, and they are very spammable. I don't hate them, actually. I know a lot of people hated the Bruce Lee ones. If these people said the Bruce Lee ones were very heavy, these are very light and spammable. These are much like the Viper Mini Clicks as well. They're okay. I don't hate them, but they are very good in game. Extremely spammable, extremely light. They're dull, but they work very, very well in game. Other switches do feel better, but they work great in game. Now the scroll wheel, I'll spoil this right now. This is the best scroll wheel on the market. This is their new Pulsar Blue encoder. It's the best scroll wheel. It's the best scroll wheel in the market, honestly. The steps are defined, and it's smooth as butter. They're using a new technology. Like the scroll wheel sits on like pegs, and there's like very minimal friction, and it decreases the chance of failure and stuff. When I get into my review, I'll go more into it. It's great, and the click is lighter. The scroll wheel is just great. That's what I'm going to spoil. The coating has changed. The coating is much more of a slipperier coating, and it shows fingerprints a lot. The original X2 coating, very, very slippery. I meant stickier. This is stickier, and it shows fingerprints more. The original is much slippier than the V2 and does not show fingerprints nearly as much. The feet, from what I can tell, look the exact same. The sensor positioning is the same. The bottom's the same. You have your DPI and your on and off right there. From what I know, the side buttons are still Huano. I believe they're still the same side buttons, but they feel tighter. They feel snappier. Maybe that's just my copy, but they do feel like the tolerances on them are better. I have no QC problems initially on mine, no wobble concerns. I mean, there's a little bit of wobble, but nothing bad. A little bit of post travel, but nothing bad. The feet do need to, yeah, they suck. They suck in general. But yeah. So another thing is they changed the design a little bit. I don't know if you can see this. The Pulsar logo is now much bigger on this side right here. It used to just be very tiny. You couldn't even tell it was there on the red one. So that's one thing. In the cable, still the same. The 4K dongle has not come out yet. And of course, this is the same price, $95. The 4K dongle has not come out yet. So I am using the 1K dongle. It does say X2v2 on it. And the cable is actually angled. So if you can see this, this is nice, especially if you put it in a bungee so it sits up, or angles down, whatever you want. Yes, more companies do need to use the angled cables. They're very nice. And it also kind of just keeps clutter off because it holds this cable up so it doesn't drag on the ground. So all you have is this connector piece and this holds up. So overall, Oh, also Nordic MCU, of course. That's how you can use 4K hertz. Huge improvement on this mouse over the original X2. Huge improvement. This is a tenfold better mouse than the X2. This is much worse. This is much worth the $95 initially. That's my initial impressions. Of course, if the QC gets bad or anything like that, my full review will come out. But yes, this is definitely worth if over this mouse. I would gladly pay $20 extra for this mouse than the original. So that's all I'm gonna spoil for now. Just make a little quick 5-minute video, and I will have my full review coming out soon. And yeah, that's the end of this video. When I get the 4K dongle, I'll have the video coming out. Peace.